Flatout Ultimate Carnage is an enhanced re-release of Flatout 2 developed by Bugbear Entertainment. The game remains largely the same as the original Flatout 2, however it does include some new game modes along with improved visuals, physics and vehicle degradation. Flatout Ultimate Carnage features an array of rallycross style tracks with some street racing tracks thrown in for good measure. At first there's a good amount of variety, but as you get further into each racing class you'll start to see a lot of the tracks recycled. Each racing class has a different set of cars, and as you scale the ladder towards the third tier, upgrades will become better but much more costly. As you'll predominantly be driving American style muscle cars, the handling and feel of most vehicles tends to feel very hefty and in some cases quite cumbersome. Ultimate Carnage has a big emphasis on aggression, and crashing into other drivers can be incredibly satisfying, as there's always an immediate feedback of impact when crashing into the side of another car or rear-ending a car to get ahead. The disadvantage of this is that in some cases the gameplay can become quite frustrating, as when the AI turns on you, it can be difficult to get back into the momentum of a race. This does however create some unique and gratifying opportunities for revenge, which you won't find in many other racing games. As stated earlier, this is an enhanced re-release and is at its core Flatout 2, but despite aesthetic changes there are some gameplay features that are worth exploring. A brand new Carnage game mode has been added to the game. This adds an entirely new dynamic to races and stunt modes. Rather than only having a monetary incentive, you unlock new challenges by scoring points, and are provided with a pre-selected car which is best suited to each respective task. The Carnage mode is a fun inclusion and is entirely separate to the main campaign, so you can dip into it at your leisure with no immediate prerequisites. For a game that originally came out on PC in 2008, it looks pretty good. The reflections look sleek, particularly on water, and the level of detail with car destruction is impressive, even by today's standards. If you crash in a certain way, the bodywork and chassis will tell the story of how it happened. The textures are quite basic by today's standards, but look very clean and defined. With AA cranked, the game has a decent amount of clarity too, but the graphic options are pretty limited. Overall, Flatout Ultimate Carnage is the definitive Flatout experience. The gameplay is still fun and challenging, and there's plenty of variety if you don't just want to do straight races. This is definitely an ideal starting point if you want to try out a Flatout game. On a final note, it's worth mentioning that not long before this video was posted, the Games for Windows Live DRM was removed, making the game way more accessible than it was previously. They've also brought out a few patches as well as Steam Deck compatibility, so if you're looking for a cheap racing game to play while you're in bed, this might be your guy.